Good morning, everybody. Hope you're safe and well this morning. Welcome to Year 4 Maths. We're going to start as usual this morning with our 4 questions. Okay. Today we've got, again, 3 mental questions, oral questions, and 1 that might be written, okay, with a pencil and paper. Try and answer them in 5 minutes. If you get finished earlier, can you think of alternative methods? If you don't finish in 5 minutes, get as close as you can. But still try and make sure you complete the 4 questions. So press pause while you're working and press play when you're ready for us to go through them. Okay, first question this morning is 64 equals something times 8. One thing I will say with this type of question is remember that the equal sign is like a set of scales. One side of the set of equals should equal the other. Okay, you could reorder the question to make it easier. Okay, so we could turn it around and make it something times 8 equals 64. And I'm then thinking, okay, this is then a straightforward 8 times table question. So 8 eighths will equal 64. Key piece of information, what is on one side of the equal sign should balance the other. Okay, second question this morning is 70 plus a question mark equals 110. So they're starting to enjoy making you think now. They're starting to enjoy making you wonder what could the mystery amounts be. So in this case, 70 plus what equals 110. So the first method I'm going to apply this morning might be just counting on, nice and simple, from 70 up to 110. So we're going to go 10, 20, 30, 40 would be 110. So we know the answer is 40. Second method, you might want to turn it into a subtraction, juggle the order of the sentence. So I'm going to turn this into 170 take away 70. So 170 take away 70. If I count back, my answer then would be 40 again. Okay, third question this morning. This is your pencil and paper question, I would think, today. Okay, so you've got 743 take away 636. Now we're going to use this morning decomposition or exchanging. We're going to have to, okay, if we're going to use the abstract method. So 3 take away 6, well, we can't do that, can we? So we need to exchange a 10 from the tens column, take 1, and move it across here. So this number then, instead of 3, becomes 13. 13 take away 6 is 7. Now, we don't have 4 in this column anymore because we exchanged a 10 out. So we only have 3 now. So 3 take away 3 is 0. And then finally, 7 take away 6 is 1. Fourth question here this morning. Okay, 756 times 10. Okay, so in this question, all we're doing is making the number 10 times bigger. And I want you to think back to our learning. What do we need to do to multiply a number by 10? Well, we move it 1 place to the left. 1 place to the left. Okay, we know it's 1 place because there's 1 0. And that was always the trick to remember. 1 0, you're moving it 1 place. So 756 times 10, we are moving every digit 1 place to the left. And then the empty column, the empty space, we must fill up with a place holding 0. Really important, that's why it's in red. Okay, now we are moving on to a new unit this morning, a new topic. We finished with money. We're going to move on thinking about measurement over the next few weeks, or the next couple of weeks. This morning, our learning intention is to be able to measure mass. Okay, when we're talking about mass, okay, it's a new word. It's the same thing as measuring weight. Okay, so you're going to be measuring weight this morning and thinking about how you measure weight. And our star words today will be measure, mass, grams, weigh, and kilograms. Okay, now one thing we must be clear on when we're using mass is grams and kilograms. They are very important to this particular lesson. Okay, and kilogram, the word kilogram, the prefix on the word kilogram is kilo. Kilo means 1,000. Okay, so this gives you a clue that a kilogram is 1,000 grams. There are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. That's a key piece of information for this morning's lesson and something you must remember. Okay, our in focus task is showing you a set of scales and a watermelon on the top. Okay, it looks like a bit of a hat, doesn't it here? But it's not. It's a watermelon and it's on top of the set of scales. The mass of the watermelon is around about 1 kilogram, 200 grams. Our job is to work out what we would need to do to turn that into kilograms. You know, how heavy is it in kilograms? At the moment, we've got it as a mix of 1 kilo and 200 grams. And we need to think about what we need to do to turn it into kilograms. I want you to press pause and I want you to think, what do we need to know here? What is important information here? Press pause now and press play when you're ready for us to carry on. Okay, we're going to come back to this during the course of the lesson. Okay, the important thing to begin with is what we talked about in our Star Words section this morning, our learning intention, and that's proving and showing you how 1 kilo is the same as 1,000 grams. Okay, and 1 kilogram here, I've got it on we've got a bar of it here. This is 1 kilogram. This bar here is 1 kilogram. And what we're going to do is break that up into tenths. Okay, so 1/10 of 1,000 kilograms will be 100 grams. You can see there are 10 of them. 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lots of 100 grams is 1,000 kilograms. Okay, 1,000 grams, sorry, or 1 kilogram. Okay, so as we said earlier on, a kilogram is 1,000 grams. This means, and you can see on our number line here, that if we turn these into decimals, 100 grams will be the same as 0.1 kilograms, 1/10 of a kilogram. 200 grams will be the same as 0.2 or 0.2 of a kilogram. And that goes all the way up, look, as you can see, if I stop at 600 grams, that would be the same as 0.6 of a kilogram. 0.6 of a kilogram, 600 grams. I come to 900 grams, I've got 0.9 of a kilogram. Now, when we think back to our question, our in focus question this morning, it said, what is 1 kilo, the mass of the watermelon is 1 kilogram, 200 grams. So what is that going to be? Well, we can see that it would be 1 kilogram, so 1, and 200 grams would be 0.2. So the mass of the watermelon is going to be 1.2. If I showed it on a set of scales here, you can see I've got 1 whole kilogram and then 0.2, 1.2 kilograms. So 200 grams is the same as 0.2. How about estimating the mass of one of these watermelons to the nearest kilogram? I'd be thinking, okay, so what did estimate mean? Now, if I stop the video now, you'd be saying to me, Mr. Nugent, it means guess, make a guess. And you'd be quite right. If I wanted to estimate what it was to the nearest kilogram, I'd be thinking about putting it on a number line, maybe to begin with, because I know it's going to be somewhere between 1 kilogram and 2 kilograms. And I might be putting it onto my number line here, and I might be able to see that it's closer to 1 kilogram than it is to 2 kilograms. I also could look at the digit 0.2, and I might think, okay, I'll think back to what Mr. Nugent's told me. He's told me when this digit is 4 or less, I round it down. If it was 5 or more, then I would round it up. But in this case, it's a 2. It's less than 4, so I round it down. Okay, it's time for guided practice now. And what we're asking here is, what's the mass of each of these items? Okay, now what we've done here, what the book has done here is giving you an enlarged set of scales here. The thing about mass, we're talking about weight, aren't we? what we want you to do is to weigh, to tell me what each of these two items of food are weighing. Okay, press pause now and press play when you're ready for me to talk through the answers with you. Okay, so if I'm trying to weigh or find the mass of this item here, then I've got my set of scales. Okay, now I can see that if I start at 0, the arrow has gone past 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms, 3 kilograms, and then we've got to then count the individual increments there. Okay, so clearly we can see that it is going to be 3.6 kilograms. So it's gone 1, 2, 3.6 kilograms. Now the second question, it's not enlarged on this particular set of scales, but the principle still is the same. So we start at 0 and we go 1, 2, and then we count up to 2.5. So it's 1, 2.5, 2.5 kilograms. Okay, have a look at these questions. Similar to what you've just done, I want you to have a go at this on your own. Press pause and we'll talk about this when you press play. Okay, so these questions are actually asking you a little bit more here this time. Give the mass of the cabbages to the nearest 0.1 kilograms, and then just to get you thinking, what's the mass, what's the weight to the nearest kilogram? Okay, so first of all here we need to weigh. Okay, and we've got, same as we did before, 1, 2 kilograms, 0.1. 2.1 kilograms. Okay, and if we were to weigh, put that to the nearest kilogram, okay, we can see that if we look at the 1, it's 4 or less, so we would round it down. Okay, so 2 kilograms would be the mass to the nearest kilogram. Okay, the second set of scales here, then we've got, starting at the 0, we go 1, 2, and then we count up to 0.9. So we have 2.9 kilograms, 2.9 kilograms. Now, if we round that to the nearest kilogram, I mean, we can see on the set of scales here that it's closer to 3 kilograms than it is to 2 kilograms. So we know it's going to be 3 kilograms. If we wanted to use our number knowledge, we look at the digit. Is it 4 or more? 4 or less? No. Is it more than 4? Then we would round it up. Okay, so it becomes 3 kilograms to the nearest kilogram. Okay, your independent task this morning. I want you to have a go at completing worksheet 1 on pages 65 and 66 of your workbook. Extension task this morning, if you feel really confident, could you find a set of scales somewhere in the house? Maybe you could have a go at weighing some household objects and write their weight or their mass in kilograms. Okay, so maybe it would be you using that decimal point for me and trying to find a few items that you could weigh. Press pause while you're working on these tasks and press play when you're ready to move on. Okay, I hope you enjoyed your lesson this morning. We'll carry on with this tomorrow. In the meantime, have a really nice day, and